Hi guys, how are you all doing today? Today we are going to be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful kimono with a drawstring on the sleeve area. It is very simple. So this is me just trying to show you guys what it looks like after I made it. It is actually not mine, but I just needed to show you guys the outcome. So please do not mind what I'm putting on here. This is not the way to wear your kimono, please, okay? So if this sounds like what you're interested in learning, keep on watching. Let's get started. Now you can see I have my ruler, all the materials I'll be making use of, and on top of the table I have my 3 yards of vintage crepe material. You can see it is so colorful and beautiful. All right, you can also make use of a chiffon, any light fabric, it can go with it. You can make use of Ankara prints. So we are going to be folding our fabric into 4 because we are going to be cutting out both the fronts and the back. Okay, I'm working with 3 yards, but actually 2 yards plus some inches was enough for me to make this kimono. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fold the fabric into 4 now. First of all, fold into 2, just as you can see me showing you right now. And after that, you are going to go ahead and fold again. That is making it into 4 folds. All right, now because the table is narrow, I'm just going to fold like this. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm showing you so that you'll be able to see exactly how I folded it. But now I'm going to place it on top my table. So let's go ahead and count it. You can see I have 4 right there. So it means that it's being folded into 4, right? So I've placed it on top the table, the way we are going to be marking out our measurements. Okay, so now I'm going to use a pin to hold this. Now make sure you use your pins, especially when you are working with a chiffon fabric, a light fabric. Do you understand? Because this might be pulling off the table. Now I am done pinning it. Next, what you are going to do next is to mark out your starting points. So I'm trying to mark out mine. Now from the top of your fabric, go ahead and come down by 1 inch, okay, or half an inch, but 1 inch is better because we need like 1 inch for shoulder sewing allowance. We will still come to that. All right, now after that I will place my tape like this, and then you mark out the bust points. So my bust point here is 11 inches. I've marked it out. Go ahead and mark yours, and after that, still leaving your tape on the shoulder line, mark out the waist points. Mine is 17 inches, and you can see I'm trying to mark it out on both sides so that I'll be able to connect my lines properly. Now still leaving my tape on the shoulder line, I would mark out the hip points, as you can see. So my hip point is 26 inches from the shoulder or the starting line. Now after this, I'll go ahead and mark the length of the kimono. Now I'm supposed to use 58 inches, but since this fabric is 60 inches in length, I'm just going to go ahead and use the entire length of the fabric. Okay, now when I want to fold it, I will go ahead and fold with about 2 inches. I hope you understand. So guys, we are done marking out the vertical lines. I'm going to connect all the points, like draw it across so that it will be visible enough. Can you see? Right now I'm on the hip points. Okay, so we are done with that. So we are going to move over to the shoulder line again. Now from here I'm going to place my tape on the center fold of my shoulder line, and then I would mark out the neck width. Okay, so here I'm making use of 3.5 inches. Now neck width is not necessarily standard. You can work with your client's measurements. Okay, now after that I'm going to place my tape on the nape, which is still the center fold of the shoulder line, and mark out the length of my sleeve. So here I worked with 24 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to mark down my shoulder depth for the back. Remember, we are cutting out both the front and the back at once. After that, I'll mark out the shoulder the neck depth, sorry, the neck depth for the back and the neck depth for the front. So for the back I made use of 1 inch, and for the front I made use of 7 inches, 7 or 8 inches thereabouts. Okay, so now I'm going to use my French curve to connect slantly. It is not straight, it is a V neckline, but not a straight V neckline. Okay, so I've connected that, and next I'm going to mark out my sleeve opening. Okay, now from the shoulder line I'm going to take it down to 13 inches. Okay, because you want your sleeve to be very free. Okay, if you want it tight, you can make use of 11 to 10 inches. I don't know what you want, but for mine I made use of 13 inches and added extra 1 inch for sewing allowance. Now you can see that that sleeve opening has exceeded the bust point, so we are going to leave the bust point area, move over to the waistline. Now I'll divide my waist circumference by 4 and mark it out. Now after that I'll add extra 4 inches. This extra 4 inches is going to be serving as the ease allowance of the kimono and 1 inch sewing allowance. Now I'll move over to the hip points. Divide your hip circumference by 4, mark it down and add 4 inches as well, which is for ease allowance, and 1 inch is for sewing allowance. Now I connected the points together, and then whatever it is I have on the hip points, I'm going to extend it down to the hemline, as you can see, and then connect it back to the hip points, just as you can see me doing like this. Now after that I'll come over to the sleeve opening and then slightly connect it to the waist points, just like this. Okay, so I felt like it was too down, so I connected it again. Can you see? Now after this, next I'll move over to the shoulder line. I'll move over to the shoulder line so that I will mark out my shoulder slants. Okay, that is the shoulder slope. So I'll be making use of 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I ought to have marked this out before marking out my waist circumference and all of that, but I totally forgot. Okay, so if you are making yours, you can as well just mark it out before doing all other things, but please do not forget to mark out your shoulder slant. Now after this, I'm going to mark out my 0.75 inch for my shoulder sewing allowance. You know, normally I do have 1 inch, but this time I'm making use of 0.75. okay, now after that I will connect the points and then cut out my back neckline and then cut the shoulder. Can you see? Now after cutting out the shoulder, the next you're going to cut out the remaining part of your body measurements. Okay, so I will continue to cut this while you watch. And you guys, please, if you haven't hit on the subscribe button or you haven't joined our membership, because we just started off membership, please do well to join our membership so that you'll be able to get videos, okay, special videos made for you guys. In no due time I will start making a special video for my members. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to continue to cut this out, and remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, so that you'll be the first to get notified for whenever I upload a new video. All right, so after cutting this, you can see what we have. Okay, so we have both our front and the back. Now to cut out the front neckline, I'm going to have to remove the back, so I'm just going to remove 1 pieces. Okay, but before that, go ahead and remove your pins, because you know that you pin this up so that it will not be wobbling while you are cutting this out. Okay, so now after that I went ahead to cut out my front neckline, as you can see me doing like this. But now it seems as if it is too curvy down there. So I'm going to shape it out properly because you don't need it too curvy, okay? Because a band is still going to run around that neckline, and if you leave it like this, that particular point is going to be somehow, it's going to be looking awkward. So now after that, after shaping it out, go ahead and open the fronts, okay, so that you have two pieces. So I'm trying to open up the center fronts, okay, so that I will have two pieces. I hope you understand. So now we are done, okay? So I will go ahead and bring in my back and then place the fronts on top of it, making sure that right sides of both the front and the back are facing each other, okay? And I'll quickly move over to my sewing machine and join the neckline. So the neckline, I'll be joining it with 0.75 inch or close to 1 inch, okay? Just so that you'll be able to fix in your drawstring into it to have enough room for the drawstring to pass through. I hope you understand. So I've sewed it. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish up the edge. You know, I sewed leaving about 2 inches so that I'll finish up the edge before stitching it properly, okay? So you can see what I did there. Now I am done folding the edge and then stitch up the hemline properly and then weave the rough edges of the shoulder seam allowance. Can you see? Now the next thing I'm going to do is go and stitch on top of the shoulder seam allowance, okay, with a tight stitch. Just make sure that your drawstring that you have or you're going to be creating will be able to pass through it, okay? So now after doing that, next we are going to be creating our strip for the drawstring. So I've cut out a piece of fabric which I'm going to fold into two like this, sew it, okay? Now I'm going to stitch up this area so that I'll be able to use that area to turn it over to the good part. So now I am done and I have 4 pieces of it, okay? I have 4 pieces of it, so you're going to do the same. Now I'm going to bring in my podkin or your safety pin. Podkin is what we use in inserting loops into anywhere we want to insert it. I hope you understand. So what I have in my hand right now is called a podkin. You can also make use of your safety pin to do this, or whatever you can lay your hands on, you can use it to insert it, okay? So you can see I'm trying to insert that. I'll make it come out of the other part of the shoulder and then remove my podkin, and after removing it, just ensure that you're holding it and then you pull it backwards so that it will not affect the shoulder area when you're sewing in the band for the neckline. I hope you understand. Now after doing that, I'll go ahead and use a pin to secure it so that it will not pull out, okay? I'll repeat the same process for the other one, you can see. So if you did not understand what I did for the first one, please pay good attention to this particular one. You insert it and draw it out of the shoulder line or the neckline, and then you pull it inwards again, okay, just so that it will not affect the shoulder area or the neck area when fixing in your band, and then use your pin to secure it, okay? Now I'll move over to my sewing machine and stitch it up, okay, before I remove my pin that I use in securing it. Now you can see if you pull it up, it will just stay there and you can just tie it. I'll repeat the same process for the other part of the shoulder. And you guys, after I was done, this is what I have. You can see what it looks like. So you can just pull it however you want it and then tie it. Can you see what I just did? So I've done that for the other part of the sleeve as well, and this is what we were able to achieve. You can see that this is very, very simple. All right, now you guys, the next step we are going to take now is to cut out the band for the neck, okay? So first of all, you're going to have to find the middle of your neck and then you go ahead and notch it, okay? Now after notching it, bring in your tape and then you measure from the center to one end of the hemline. Okay, so measure from the middle of the neckline down to the hemline of one part. Okay, so you can see what I'm trying to do right here. Can you see? So I've measured it and you can see this is 60. My tape wasn't enough, so I continued. I have 65. So what you're going to do is to times this 65 by 2. Okay, so whatever it gives you, go ahead and cut out a pieces for it. Make sure that the pieces is about 6 inches wide. Okay, so can you see what I have there? Because you need this band to be about 5 inches. So you are going to make sure you have 6 inches wideness. Now I folded it into 2 and then top stitched. Now what I have on this band right now is 2.5 inches. So I'm going to place it in the middle of my neckline and then sew it down to one end of the hemline. After stitching to one end of the hemline, I'll come back and start from the middle again and stitch down to the other end of the hemline. Okay, I was done with that and this is what I was able to achieve. As you can see, I've weaved the rough edges of the band. That is what I'm trying to show you right now. Now I'm going to also weave the rough edges of my seam allowances, and as well I'm going to weave the damp part, which is the hemline of my kimono, and then fold it in with 2 inches. I hope you guys find this tutorial helpful. If you do, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and I will see you guys in my next one.